Hi, I'm Emily with Ascent Payment Solutions, and in this video, we're talking about chargebacks. In our last video, we talked about ways to fight a chargeback for fraud. If you want to view that, click the card above. Today, we're going to talk about a few ways to stop fraud before it begins. One way to combat fraud is to get a physical signature from your guest. As we become more reliant on technology and more physically distant, we realize this is becoming more difficult to do. You can also get to know your guest, have conversations with them, see the whites of their eyes, match their driver's license signature with their credit card. One of the upsides of our hospitality industry is that we can do this by simply being hospitable. Ask what brings your guests to the area. Are they celebrating anything special? The more interaction and touch points you have with guests, the more difficult this becomes for a fraudster. Which brings us to our next tip. Trust your gut. Credit cards offer something called Code 10 voice authorization. If anything makes you feel uneasy, call for Code 10 authorization and give your reservationists open authority to do this as well. If anything makes your spidey senses tingle, call. If a customer books at the last minute, you can call for Code 10. If a customer is booking and seems unusually cavalier with value and price, call for Code 10. If stories don't match, if something makes you uneasy, make a phone call. Small steps like this on the front end help to safeguard against fraud and potential losses down the line. We also recommend manually reviewing transactions before they're batched. Yes, it's labor intensive, but it can reveal a lot and can be incredibly helpful. You're looking for things like multiple attempts and declines by the same person. The batch is only going to have the credit card authorization. But if you manually review, you'll be able to see if a guest tried 3 different cards and received 8 declines before getting that approval. Even after a guest has booked online and has paid, you can still call for a Code 10 authorization. And then you can make the decision on whether to accept or refuse the reservation. The last suggestion was feeling-based. This one is by the numbers. We're looking for matches. AVS is one of those. It stands for Address Verification Service. Your gateway likely has the ability to match the numerical part of addresses given by the guest with the information stored with the credit card. That includes the street number and the zip code. Stolen credit card numbers don't include that information, so only the cardholder is going to know. Similarly, require the CVV code every time a credit card is charged. You're looking for a match between what the guest gives you and what's on file with the bank. You can control how strict or how lenient you want to be with partial and exact matches for AVS and CVV. I won't go into all the options, but if you're interested, I invite you to give us a call for some more details. A bonus with AVS and CVV is that these can be put in place for online reservations as well as those taken by your team. Ascent offers a 3D secure solution called ID Verify, which allows consumers to authenticate themselves. Think about the way a credit card chip helps to authenticate a cardholder. ID Verify does the same, but with card not present transactions, which are usually what we see in our hospitality industry. More than 100 data points are used to authenticate the cardholder's identity and assess the risk level. This can help eliminate certain kinds of chargebacks, and when ID Verify is used, it will transfer the liability from you to the issuing bank for fraud chargebacks. Also, stay PCI certified. This is created to help you and your guests. To learn more about it, watch our PCI video. Make sure your checkout page is secure. Your web developer is always happy to help you with this. And avoid friendly fraud by making sure that the person booking the reservation and signing the contract is the cardholder rather than a parent or grandparent. All of these are going to help to avoid fraudulent charges. If you'd like to learn more, we invite you to watch our whole chargeback series, and we would always love to hear from you. Give us a call anytime.